Good afternoon, friends, and welcome. I'll be sharing live trades and results with you. We'll be evaluating how well these trades work out. We'll be benchmarking this against the S&P 500. I'm expecting to be outperforming it every month. Along the way, I'll also be sharing some lessons I've learned about investments, trading, and building wealth. And of course, the mandatory disclaimer. This is for educational and entertainment purposes only. It should not be interpreted as advice. And with that, let's get into it. Welcome to Trade 20. As you might remember, our last trade actually worked out pretty good. We took an entry at this level and we exited with a slight profit. And the next day, the market gapped up and then came back down to about the same place as we took our exit. So apparently, Adam's been sitting on the sideline all through these sections, but he's decided he's not going to wait. He's going to go ahead and take an entry right here. We're going to watch that happen live. You can see our order go in with the blue line. When it turns yellow, the order is filled and trade 20 is on. Well, it didn't take very long. This was about a 2-day trade. As you remember, we went in on the end of the day here, and the market seemed to do something kind of interesting. It gapped up and then fell way down here, but then sort of recovered. So we were a little concerned at that point, but the following day the market gapped up pretty big, ran up pretty good up to here, and Adam's going to take a look at that, and he thinks that's a pretty good trade. Lasted about 2 days and made a little profit. So we're going to go ahead and take an exit. You can watch that happen live. Our order goes in and trade number 19 is over. Let's head over to the tracking sheet and see how we did. Trade number 20 completed on the 31st of July. And that time the S&P was at 550.43. You can say it bounced up a little bit too since our last trade. It picked up 1% and 0.3. That brings the year-to-date total, the S&P 500, 15.8%. That's pretty good. We made up a little ground. We picked up 2.3% on that last trade, and we ended up at 15.47. Now you can remember a few trades ago, it was just 2 trades ago, back in this area, we were trailing the S&P by close to 5%, maybe a little over 5%. But within 2 trades in a falling market, we've been able to make up a little bit against the S&P 500. And, again, our goal is to get outperform the S&P 500. We have a custom factor, the beat the market factor down here. We want to see that greater than 1 for sure, closer to 1.5. If we're anywhere near 1.5, we're having a really good year. Right now we're at 0.98. We made a little ground. And all this does is compare how are we doing against the S&P 500. If we're matching the S&P 500, this beat the market factor is a 1. Anything more is greater than a 1, and you can see we're trailing by, looks like just maybe 0.3% or so. So we're at 0.98% of the market. I guess with a rounding error, that might be 0.98. But that's what that factor is all about. You can see some historical factors over here too. But we want to see that definitely improve with each trade. Year over year, you can see on our 4-year chart where our status is. We've had 3 really good years. This year's been very interesting. We've been neck and neck with the S&P 500. It's now the end of July. Tomorrow will be August 1st. I think we've been back and forth, ahead and behind the S&P 500, 2 or 3 times. But hopefully the next couple of trades will continue to make some ground back and start taking the lead. We don't have that many months left in the year, so hopefully we'll see that happen. That's it for today. How do you think we're doing? Please comment below and let me know how this compares to other investments you've seen. This is for entertainment and educational purposes only. It should not be taken or interpreted as advice. Until next time.